OK, let's cross live now to Westminster and speak to the Secretary of State for Science and Technology and Innovation, Peter Kyle. Peter Kyle, thank you for joining us on GB News. Did you feel sorry for your pal Keir Starmer yesterday, shifting awkwardly next to Donald Trump?
I don't think that the Prime Minister was awkward at all. I think you can see that there's a rapport between the President Trump and Keir Starmer. They are two leaders who are looking for common ground, who agree on the key issues that face our country and face the globe. I think you saw two people who were getting on. Now, there was a lot of awkward questions being asked by the journalists, but I think you'll find that both of them got through it with a plump and certainly characteristically characterful answers.
Minister, didn't he, on how to win the next election, how to ward off the threat of Reform UK. It's on the front of the Daily Express this morning, summarised quite nicely here. He suggested lowering taxes, stopping crime, cutting illegal migration and protecting farmers. It sounds pretty simple and common sense, doesn't it?
No, it almost sounds like he's talking about Labour policies in that regard. We've invested more in farming than the previous
administration. Are you protecting farmers and cutting illegal migration?
We have cut migration by 300,000 from the previous administration, and we've returned
Channel crossings are up 50%.
Failed asylum seekers. You know. Yes, that's right, and you can see that we're already delivering the partnership and the agreements, the framework for which to tackle that issue, and nobody should be in any doubt how serious we take it. Of course, we're working closely with France, closely with the European Union, because they're the areas that migrants travel through in order to get into the English Channel in the first place. So we need to be robust at returns. We've returned 35,000, more than the previous administration did in the similar period. And we have laying the foundations for the agreement for when people do start making the journey towards Britain. So I think these are the kinds of things that President Trump was talking about. We're on the case.
Now, Peter Kyle, one of the things which Donald Trump was also talking about was the Online Safety Act. That's your bill brought in the past few days. You've said today, elsewhere on your morning interview round, that if Jimmy Savile were alive today, he Nigel Farage, will be perpetuating his crimes online. Sorry, Jimmy Savile will be perpetuating his crimes online, and Nigel Farage is saying he's on their side. You say that because Reform UK want to repeal the Online Safety Act. Why are you saying that a leader of Reform UK would be trying to allow Jimmy Savile to do his horrific crimes online? That's grossly offensive, isn't it?
It was grossly offensive in the views of Nigel Farage, I'm afraid, in this regard. The Online Safety Act puts the onus on tech companies to prevent the grooming of children. The Online Safety Act puts the onus on tech companies to prevent under 13s from having access to social media, of course, which includes messaging services for which strange men can contact children. Now, Nigel Farage has said explicitly he wants to overturn that act. Now, words have consequences in politics, because if he gets into power, he will overturn that act, and he will make it easier for predators and paedophiles to have access to children. There is no definitive grey area about this. Either you're on the side of predators and paedophiles, as Nigel Farage is, because he wants them to have more access to our children online, than you are with the Labour Party, where we are making sure we are holding the tech companies to account to prevent that kind of access, to keep children safer. And we can do so also at the time of also reinforcing freedom of speech, because the Online Safety Act has in it also that...
Sorry, Peter Kyle, I know that you're saying that he is saying, Nigel Farage, that he wants to deal with the issues of 14-year-olds seeing pornography, but in a different way, not through a large legislation. And Nigel Farage himself is saying he should apologise for saying he would be supporting and helping, enabling Jimmy Savile. That is grossly offensive, isn't it?
I saw the words that he said. He said he will overturn the act, and he did not say a single measure that he would bring in in specific detail. He could not answer any of the detail on what would come after the Online Safety Act. You can't say you're going to overturn it because you don't like it and then deliver all of the actions The Online Safety Act does itself. You can't do it. You have one or the other. Either you support the actions that prevent paedophiles and predators from having access to children, or you don't. And he has said that he doesn't. That's why I'm holding him to account. I hope the media, when they can finally interview him on this issue, will ask what he intends to do. Because if he wants to overturn this act, what on earth is he going to replace it with that's going to do the same thing that we're doing, what, in a different way? It does not hold water, it does not make sense, and it firmly places Nigel Farage on the side of predators and paedophiles and not on the side of keeping children safe.
Well, Nigel Farage would strongly disagree with that. But anyway, we're very short on time, and I know that you're here to talk to us about local leaders in every UK nation backed by £30 million each to drive transformative innovation and grow the economy. Tell us a bit more about this.
That's right. So I've already, in the past, announced a £30 million scheme for regional mayors. Today I'm extending that down further, deeper into the communities right across the United Kingdom. So on behalf of the government, we're giving, and DSIT, my department, we're giving £30 million to cities such as Belfast and Londonderry that are coming together, Cardiff and then Glasgow, because in each of these areas they are teeming with innovation, but very, very small scale. That's right across universities and the private sector. And because it's small scale and sometimes hidden away deep in the labs and laboratories and the different constituent parts of where innovation comes from, then sometimes we don't see it nationally. They see it because they're local. So they will now have the resources to start partnering with innovators so that we can have commercialisation, we can have wealth creation, job creation, flowing up from local communities right around the country.
Peter Carl, thank you. Very, very briefly, final question. You're back in London. I imagine you're going to this cabinet meeting today to discuss Gaza. Is it time now to recognise the state of Palestine, yes or no?
Well, it has been a manifesto commitment for the Labour Party to recognise the state of Palestine. The emergency before us today is actually the suffering that's in Gaza, so I think a lot of the cabinet meeting today will be about how we can mitigate some of the suffering there by acting, unilaterally as a country, but also working multilaterally with other countries so that we can provide the framework towards the Palestinian statehood that we all want to see. There'll be more details on that that'll be forthcoming, but be in no doubt that we want to see Palestine achieve its statehood, but to do so in a way that will have a meaningful difference towards their ability to deliver peace and stability for Israel and the kind of prosperity and security for which both territories need.
Peter Carl, thank you for joining us today on GB News Breakfast. Thank you.
Thank you very much.